Hey everyone, I'm Jessi Lang, and this week in automotive news, U.S. automakers are on track to post their best results in 5 years because Americans are buying new cars at nearly pre-recession levels. If that pace is maintained throughout 2012, the auto industry will have its best year since 2007, when 16.1 million vehicles were sold. To meet with the increased demand, automakers are increasing their production capabilities. Some are skipping summer shutdowns, cutting workers' vacation, and adding capacity to plants across North America. Ford, for example, will be shortening the shutdown at 13 factories to just 1 week, and will be adding a third shift at factories in Michigan, Illinois, and Kentucky to boost production capacity by 400,000 vehicles. Following suit, Chrysler decided to skip the usual summer shutdowns of its Illinois, Detroit, Ohio, and Mexico plants. Chrysler is also shortening the shutdown at 2 other plants from 2 weeks to 1 and is looking to add a third crew and 1,100 jobs at its Jefferson North assembly plant in Detroit to meet demand for the Dodge Durango and the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Though the news hasn't been all good for Chrysler, Chrysler recently announced it will be recalling certain 2011-2012 Chrysler 300 and Dodge Charger sedans due to a fuse issue. According to Chrysler, a plastic insert surrounding the fuse might be susceptible to thermal expansion and contraction. This might cause the ABS and ESC system to temporarily stop functioning. The Detroit-based automaker will begin notifying owners of the issues this month and will fit the recalled 300s and Chargers with new fuses. They'll also be relocating the fuse to prevent the issue from occurring again. And they will, of course, perform the fix free of charge. Also coming out of Detroit, the cover for Motortrend magazine's August issue. Last week we headed to Motor City to bring to life a cover we've been dreaming up for more than a year now. We thought, what could be cooler than orchestrating a high-speed police chase using a Ford Taurus Interceptor, a Dodge Charger, and a Chevy Caprice PPV. Oh, and our getaway car of choice, the Ford Shelby GT500. Next week, we're going to bring you all of the behind-the-scenes actions from that cover shoot, and in the meantime, we'll give you a sneak peek of the cop cars we drove. Motortrend's Detroit editor Todd Lassa not only got to drive these cars, but he also checked out all the specs to gain a better understanding of the police cruiser market.
Thanks, Jessi. Well, after all these years, Ford's body-on-frame Crown Victoria is finally out of production. Suddenly, America's police cruiser market is up for grabs. What will Barney Fife drive? There's 3 possibilities. Ford hopes that police departments will stick with its models, in this case the new Interceptor based on the Ford Taurus. Now, the Interceptor is available either with the 3.7-liter V6, or if you order the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, it comes with all-wheel drive, and that engine makes about 150 horsepower more than the old Crown Vic's V8. The Ford Interceptor is a large car. It's got a 112.9-inch wheelbase with front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. There's a lot of room for a couple of beefy cops and their perps in the back seat. Meanwhile, Dodge has its Charger Pursuit model. This is the 2nd generation of the Charger as a cop car, and this is, of course, a rear-wheel drive model with a huge 120.2-inch wheelbase and a choice of the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, or the one the cops probably prefer, the Hemi V8, making 370 horsepower. It's off to a pretty good start. Dodge has sold a lot to local municipalities and state police. Finally, there's Chevrolet's new entry, the Caprice PPV. It's available either with the 3.6-liter V6, a lot of police departments are choosing that for fuel efficiency, or with the engine that most cops probably prefer, the 6-liter small block V8 making 355 horsepower. As you can see from its dashed axle, this is another rear-wheel drive car, has a big 118-plus inch wheelbase. Now, the drawback of this car is that while Chevy initially planned to produce it in Ontario, but instead it's sourcing the car from Australia. And a lot of state and local governments require that their police departments buy cars built in North America. So you'll see it in some police departments, not in others. So if Motortrend had its own police department, which car would we drive? Stay tuned to Motortrend's YouTube channel and find out. Back to you, Jessi.
Obviously, a priority for police is that their cruisers can hunt down and keep up with the fastest cars on the road, cars like the GT500. So we put these cars to the test in a high-speed police chase that you will not want to miss on next Tuesday's edition of The Downshift. That's it for this episode of Wide Open Throttle. Remember, for more information on these stories and all your automotive news, head to watt.motortrend.com. I'm Jessi Lang, and I'll see you next week.